All right, so the yellow side of sticky notes, we call them sticky notes, they're really just text boxes, that's what we do. The yellow side is where you're going to dig a little bit deeper. So on the purple, we talked about our goal with purple is just to figure out what's going on. The yellow is why is this important? Why could it be significant? And you're going to need to do a little bit of digging. This is where you look beyond the surface level. That's why we had you look at this slide here on slide 6 that said, why is it significant? Authors make choices that they make on purpose. And as readers, it's our job to try to think about why they might have made that choice. That's where we read for meaning, right? The purple is just reading for understanding what's happening. And then the yellow is where we start thinking about reading the story for the meaning behind it. And some places that you can start to think about meaning would be if we said, this is what's going on in this paragraph in the purple sticky note, then you might ask yourself, does this connect to a character's trait or something that motivates them, right? You might think, does this help me understand some internal or external conflicts? You might think, not early on, but maybe later in the story, does this signal a shift where something is changing, right? Does this help me understand the setting and maybe why it's important? Does this point me to a universal idea? If you aren't super sure about universal ideas yet, no big deal. We will spend a ton of time talking about those in the next few weeks. We're just putting it here so you know kind of that that's where we're going. So I'm going to show you how to do the yellow side of the sticky notes again with that first part of Vivian's move. We went through the purple ones just a moment ago. We're going to go through the yellow ones now. Let's move this over where you can see it. There you go. So we know that in the first paragraph here, Vivian is saying goodbye to all the places she loves about her hometown before she moves away. Why could that be significant to the story? Well, I'm thinking that gives me some insight into this character and what's going on with her, and possibly an internal conflict too, right? If there's something happening and she doesn't want it to happen. So this helps readers understand what motivates Vivian and that she is conflicted. Okay, see that conflict word right there? About moving. So this is kind of helping us really understand the character and also the conflict right from the beginning of the story. All right, what do we know is happening in the second paragraph? We know from looking over here in the purple box that Vivian doesn't want to move and leave everything behind, especially her friends. That sounds like an internal conflict to me, right? Why is this important to the story? It is important because it shows us the internal conflict, that Vivian is worried about leaving her friends. Just making those boxes a little bit bigger so that my words fit in them. Okay, for the past couple months, her dad wants her to be excited, but all she can think of is what she's leaving behind. Let's go over here. I don't think we're ready for a shift yet. Maybe universal ideas, but that feels like kind of a jump right now. So let's go back and stick to this character and conflict stuff. What might we be learning in this paragraph about the character, Vivian, or about the conflict? Well, she is trying to make peace, right? She's trying to get excited. She wants to make her dad happy, but it's just not working. So it's almost like this is digging us in a little more to that internal conflict. Vivian is trying to accept the move, but she just can't get excited about it. Now, what I didn't do here is talk about character conflict. So I'm actually going to edit this sentence to work in the idea of conflict. So this shows us more internal conflict. Internal, means that it's happening within the character. It's not Vivian versus her dad or having a fight, right? This is where we're talking about her feelings that are going on inside of her, the conflicted feeling, conflicted, being worried and she just can't get excited. She's trying to accept it, but she can't get excited. All right, I hope this helps you. You probably noticed that I went back and forth between where I was working and slide 6. Is it slide 6? Yes, slide 6. Back and forth several times. I would expect that you'll probably do that as well until you get comfortable with this list of things that we might be focusing on. Here's the thing. You're asking yourself, why might this thing I wrote in purple, why might this be important to the story? What could the deeper meaning be? And try to connect it to one of those things over here on slide 6. All right, now it's your turn. You're going to go finish the yellow sticky notes on slide 2, 3, and 4. Let me know if you have any questions, or let your teacher know if you have any questions.